how tough of a transition was it at first?
It wasn't really that tough because I played offense, but they did throw me on defense a couple plays, so I knew I could play defense, and when I did the transition, I just knew like I needed to lock in.
How big do you think that change was for your career?
I don't think it was that big because I played defense. Like it was rare, but like I still knew I was a defensive player. I played in Little League and all that, and I always had a defensive mindset.
You played some quarterback too when you were a kid, right?
You said quarterback?
Yeah, did you?
No, I didn't play quarterback.
Do you play wide receiver or something? Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you still run? Like, how do you think you do now, like as a tight end or something like that?
I think because I ain't catch the ball in a while, I might be a little off, but I still think I got it.
I'm really curious because everyone always talks about how Kirby's practices are harder than the game. Why is that? Because we don't always get to see practices. Like, what just makes it so much harder?
It's harder because the hustle. I don't know. It's just everything. Everything we do. If you come to a practice, everything you see out there is just full speed. Everything, I don't know.
And does that have something to do with Bloody Tuesday as well? I mean, what is that day like? It sounds intense.
Yeah, Bloody Tuesday, we just hitting every period, getting each other better. So the game could be easier.
Jalen, is it hard for you to, I don't know if restrict is the right word, but when they say go hard, when you go hard, people get hurt. I mean, how do you cut it off with going hard without? Throwing Brett Seether into JT in a non-contact. I mean, what happened on that play? Because I remember hearing about that. It was a thud. You're just taking on the guy in front of you. I mean, were you like, "Oops, sorry" when it happened, or like?
Yeah, I try my hardest at practice, but I also try to slow myself down. So like, if I make a striker block and then I come off and I got a one-on-one with the running back, I wouldn't try to just use my whole strength to tackle him. I'd probably just throw it up.
Well, now wait, that's not what Kenny McIntosh said when we were talking last offseason. He said you were pretty nasty in those. Was there a cutoff? Was there a point where you're like, okay, I don't have to prove myself anymore? When you realized that you could, I don't want to say take it easy, but maybe not go full throttle.
No, I always got to prove myself. Every day you got to work. Anybody can take your position, so that's my mindset. So I just got to keep working every day. I might chill a little bit, but I might come full speed the next day.
How did playing behind Jordan and Devontae help you?
It helped me a lot because I like to play against players who are better than me, or I assume better than me. It just motivates me because I want to be as great as them guys. And as you see, them guys went first round. They're in the league right now doing their thing, and I just want to follow behind them.
What's the biggest thing you'll take away from playing at the University of Georgia into the next level? Like, what will stick with you the most about being here?
I say that it's like the Bloody Tuesday is like I think that'll stick with me. That it's like we always full speed, we always hitting. It won't slow me down. It won't make me like mentally soft or something like that.
Pickens had once mentioned that actually Georgia practices were harder than the NFL. Do you think that it might be the same, or that's how good it is? I mean, have you talked to any guys in the NFL that have said that to you, or?
No, I haven't talked to nobody. I've been focused like right now, but I did hear that, and that's kind of crazy signing right now, being that we do Bloody Tuesdays and stuff. So.
Jalen, what's it been like? I imagine there are alternative agents that are trying to get to you. What has that been like, kind of dealing with all that?
It's been smooth. I think I'm very good on not letting distractions get to me. Yeah, a lot of agents, hit my phone and all that, but I don't let that get to me like that. I really got my mom with me, and I let my mom know everything and let her handle everything.
So, do you talk with the agents, or do you kind of just say, hey?
Yeah, I might speak a little bit, but I don't speak a lot because we got football and school. We had school at the time, so I got a lot of things that's stopping me from talking to other people.
Have there been any that have been kind of creative or crazy in terms of trying to get your attention and saying, hey?
I've seen creative, crazy. I've seen everything, but
what's an example of something that wow?
I don't think I could get into that, but okay. I think you could probably imagine what people have done to meet somebody or see somebody.
Yeah.
Going back to the opener, I think Kirby said you on the first play of the season. Was it a foot or an ankle? What was the injury that kind of slowed you the first half?
It was an ankle. Twisted it and fell on top of it. Kind of weird, and it started hurting after that.
So you were trying to play through it, but we weren't seeing full-on 88 until really after the knee. Yeah. Can you talk about that knee sprain and the decision to not only come back, but, man, you've been playing over 40 snaps every game, that decision?
It's been rough, but I always told the guy, I can't leave you guys. I got to finish out with you guys. I'm remembering this for the rest of my life. And I just grinded to get back, and I came back. I was like, I got to do better. I missed a couple games. I just got to go full speed.
I asked Kirby about that. I said, here's a guy that's, risking a lot of money. And Kirby said, oh, no, he's making a lot of money.
Yeah.
and we've actually seen you go from top 10 to some people say number 1. I mean, what's that been like to, like you said, build that legacy with over 40 snaps and these outrageous numbers and plays you're making?
I don't know. It's awesome. I don't know. Like, it's a lot. So, like, I don't know. Can you repeat that?
Well, I mean, you've been ascending. Like, we've always known you were really good and you'd be a first-round pick, but now they're saying, like, maybe a number 1 pick. Like, every week you go up. What has that been like, seeing your star on the rise like that?
It's been good, I still got 2 more games to prove that, that might be true. So now it's just time to work and show the world what I can do.
Do you like all the IDing and we ask everybody you play about number 88. I mean, you're seeing every team you play has got a plan for you. Has that always been the way it is for you?
Yeah, I can say that. Yeah, it's always been like that, but with the scheme we have and the teammates I got, I'm pretty sure they're going to have to slide somewhere else sooner or later, and I can get that one-on-one or anything like that.
Is reputation important for you?
Yes, sir.
I mean, so what do you want people to know about you?
Know that I'm a dog. I'm a hustler, and that, like, I'm always about my team and stuff like that.
So, I mean, kind of to what Mike's question was, I mean, that kind of show people, like, yeah, I'm about my guys that, injured, came back, and I'm out here with these guys. I'm going for it.
Yes, sir, because when a lot of people say I am risking myself with injuries and stuff, but that don't get to me. I still got to finish out with my team. That shows how much that shows how much love I have for my team. My bad, my mouth dry. My head.
I was going to ask you that because and I'm sure you may have already been asked this. I mean, we've covered you 3 years at Georgia. I think we keep a pretty good eye on the program, and a TV guy says, oh, he might have a character issue, and we're looking at it like, this guy's out here playing 40 snaps a game, with a career on the line. How did you? We've asked your teammates, but how did you personally feel when you heard that, and how did you respond to that?
Yeah, I had somebody come up and tell me about that, but I didn't really let it get to me because I know my character is not bad around my team and on and off the field. So I just let my team. I saw a couple of my teammates spoke about it, and I just said I'm gonna let my teammates speak about it. I don't really have nothing to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, you are kind of. It is different. Like in recruiting, all you hear is how great someone is and everything they do well. The NFL draft process is just the opposite. Like they're looking for every little mark they can get on you, and I guess it's a different process. I guess that's kind of what you're going through. I wondered about the bread man nickname. When did that start? What does that mean? Is it? I think about money, but I wonder if maybe there's more to it than that.
No, it started in high school. It was really a random name I just came up with, and I think it just grew up on everybody. Everybody liked the name. In high school, they started calling me Bread Man, and I also thought about changing it, but everybody was like, they liked the name a lot, so I just kept it.
You had another viral moment when you wore some pink face mask in a photo they took. Well, where did that come from, and what was that all about?
I don't know. I seen another teammate have the same mask on. It wasn't pink though, but I seen the same type of mask, and I decided to buy the pink one because it went with my shoes.
When you hear what Mike brought up, I mean, is it kind of just it's not true, so what do I care?
Yeah, it's just like that. It's not true. Why do I care? If my teammates don't feel that way about me, then I'm all good.
The Jaden Daniels moment has been made now into paintings, prints, photos, everything. Has anyone sent you one?
Yeah, I have got a lot. I've seen a lot of people asking for autographs on it and all that. It's been a lot. I don't know. I think it's still out there going viral.
Did he say anything to you at that moment when you had him up in the air or as you were setting down?
Nah, but I think when I watched the video, I seen him like smiling. That's it.
Was that improv, or was it just kind of, hey, if I get a moment, I'm going to try to do something?
Yeah, kind of. If I get a moment, it all happened fast. It happened fast for me, even though I did it.
So you had thought about the one arm and the number one. It was just no.
When I think if you seen the tackle, I spun around, and when I got up, I think I already had him locked in, so he just came up with me. And it went like that.
So where'd the number one come from? Was that just an instant reaction?
Instant reaction. I just threw it up. Yeah.
Now that's become a bigger moment. You've actually had probably a more pivotal moment. When I go back to the national championship game, I think about the field goal block is when that game turned. how do you? And it sounds maybe overly simplified, but it's not. It can't be just as simple as throwing your hand up. I mean, how technical and how planned is that block as far as knowing where you want to be positioned, and timing a block like that?
Yeah, we work on that every week. And Coach Scott, he really shows the best ways to block a field goal. And we lined up, I guess, perfect, and we rushed perfect. And I just rush with my strength, and I just jump high as I can and throw my hands up and try to get the block.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about your basketball, if you had some basketball skills, because you seem to get up pretty high.
Yes, sir. I used to play basketball in high school and before that.
So give me a preview when I see you at the Combine this year. I'm not going to play any games here. What's that? Where's that vertical going to be? What number are you looking for? Are you a 30? Are you going to do a 35 or a 36? Can you get that high?
I don't know if I'm looking for a certain number right now, but I think when I start working out, that's when I start looking for a certain number and try to hit my goal.
We don't usually see true freshmen come in and play on a defensive line. What do you think separates you? I mean, you're a hard-working guy too, but did you have any idea that you could come into the SEC and be an impact player?
Yeah, it's always in my mind to be the best I could be. I knew I could come in and make an impact if I just listen and follow what Coach Scott teaches, and that's exactly what I did. And also having JD and Trayvon Walker and Devontae Wyatt to help me out too. I think that was just big right there. Georgia was the best option.
So I want to ask you this, because I know on the football field you're a different personality, and I'm sure Cedric Van Pran is too. But we see him off the field, and he looks like Citizen of the Year and Future Father of the Year. But you're going head-to-head with this guy every day. I mean, how do you work it out with a teammate where you can go that hard at each other and still be buddies off the field?
I don't know. I think it's just the work ethic that me and him has. He's one of our leaders on the team, and he just set the standard for everything. With the team run, the Bloody Tuesdays, he's always there. He's always going full speed. And so if he's going full speed and I'm going full speed, nobody should get hurt.
So it was never like you guys had a conversation off the field like, hey, man, we got to make sure we stop when the whistle stops, because practices can get kind of hot most places.
Yeah, we make sure we always finish. If you watch any one-on-one reps with Sed or anybody else, they always finish through the line. And I think he's big on that.
Yeah, no doubt. When you think about your offense, what impresses you about the Georgia offense? You practice against these guys for 3 years. What impresses you about them?
I say the wide receivers, we have young wide receivers, and they're explosive. They can catch the ball. And I say just the scheme where everything, there's always a scheme, and the scheme just works with players, and it just go good.
All right, so this isn't going to be a combine pick on you moment, but I'm noticing something here. Today, one-on-one, cool as a cucumber, you're comfortable talking about all this.
Yeah.
But last spring when we had you in front of 30 people, that was not your cup of tea at the time, and yet you're such a good talker and you tell so many good stories. Is public speaking like a thing that you're working on?
No, it's not a thing I'm working on. It's just that was my first interview in a minute, and I ain't gonna lie, there was a lot of bright lights right there, had me sweating.
Yeah.
And I did get a little nervous, but I think I got better.
Yeah, well, yeah, the interview was great that day. I was kind of like, man, I hope we see more of him. And I've even asked, like, this guy's like maybe the top pick in the draft. Why don't we see him more? Is it just kind of media's not your thing, more of a doer than a talker? You want teammates to get credit, or was it a class schedule?
It's whatever happens. I like the media. If I could, I would. But whatever happens, if they call me for media, they call me for media. If they don't, they don't.
Maybe Coach Smart wants to keep your edge a little bit. Maybe it's better. They don't need to see what a nice guy you are. Let them just see the clips. That will be part of the NFL process. And Jordan did a great job with that. Seeing those guys do those sort of interviews, I mean, as a young player, did that leave an impression how good Jordan was? And I mean, you're kind of like him. You tell the same kind of stories, get the same laughs.
Yeah, I used to watch Jordan Davis interviews, and it helped me a little bit with everything.
Yeah.
So just talk about what you'll see on film with CJ Stroud. What do y'all got to do to contain him?
CJ is a good quarterback. He's obviously top in the draft. We just got to go with the scheme. Really, with me, I just listen to what the coaches say. The scheme with the coaches, I agree with them 100%. And I just go with what they do, and got us where we are now.
When you look at obviously second half of the SEC championship, the receiving numbers for LSU were pretty good. As a defensive line, how do y'all feel y'all can go in and affect the timing so that you're not leaving your DBs out there for that long?
Yeah, that game, the second half, they did have a lot of rushing yards, and I feel the D-line, we also talked, we feel like we could have had more pressure to slow that number down, and we just talked about that and said we need to work on that.
Do you have a favorite game, Jalen? I mean, you've made plays in so many of them. Is there a game that stands out when you kind of think back that you really enjoyed and felt like you really were at your best?
I can't say I had a favorite game. You know, I had a lot of games where I had explosive plays. So, yeah,
I'm going to ask you about Tennessee then, because I thought that was maybe your best game with the forced fumbles and the pressures. What went into that one for you?
You know, it was just another good game.
Oh, wait a minute. There had to be more than that, because you guys were in that first half. Was it the 50 when people were saying they were going to hang 50? Was it losing number one? I mean, what kind of fired you up about that game?
I don't know. It was just a big game. Tennessee is always a team I like to play against. I like how they go fast. They run the play every 10 seconds, something like that. And I was just ready for it. We prepared for the Tennessee that week good, and we were just ready, hype.
You know they're trying to tire you out. Is that you take that personal? Because you know that's part of the plan is to get 88 out of the game tired, right?
Yeah, they trying to get all of us out, and we just practiced for it the whole week, and we was just ready for it.
What about the number? Where does 88 come from? Where did that number derive from?
It was a last option number in high school, and I seen in high school I made it a big number, so I decided to take it with me to college.
So wait a minute, last option. This had to be like your freshman year, right?
Yeah, freshman year. I was like number 42, and my coach asked me, do I want to switch my number, and I said yeah. And he had 88 as like the last one, and I just went with it.
So what position were you playing at that time?
I was playing fullback.
Okay.
Fullback, wide receiver, different offense positions. Yeah.
Okay, and we see, and that's why we see you do that as well in the games. You're comfortable with that.
Yes, sir.
You still want the ball in your hands.
Yeah, I'll take the ball. If they offer me the ball, I'll take the ball.
Okay, Jalen, I'm going to have a little bit of fun with you, okay? Is that all right? So we're doing superlatives. I've asked a bunch of your teammates. You came up in a couple of these. I don't really want you to guess which ones yet. All right, life of the party on the team. Who is it?
Life of the party. I say Stetson Bennett. You know, he's very funny. He's a cool quarterback. He's not like he's chill and laid back, and he know how to have fun with the players.
Okay, best singer on the team.
Best singer. Ooh, that's hard. 'Cause I really never heard somebody sing.
Someone else said that too. Who's your guess?
I like Sad Van Pran to sing. I feel like he's a singing guy. He's very joyful, and I feel like he'll sing like very good if we put on a song.
Okay, best facial expressions on the team comes from who? Can be coaches too.
That's good. These questions are good. I ain't gonna lie. Facial expressions. I don't know that one. I don't know. It might be me. See how I am now. I don't know.
Is the eye thing?
Yeah.
Okay, best shoe game.
Best shoe game. Mims.
Someone else said that too. What about his shoes do you like?
Oh no, he just has a lot of shoes, and he got some shoes that I want. So, yeah.
Who's got the best jokes on the team?
Best jokes. I say me. I'm the funniest on the team. I stand on that.
Pretty confident. Okay, all right, we get some laughter. Why are you the funniest?
I don't know. I say the most random things, you know. Or we could be talking about football and I'll bring up the World Cup or something. I don't know.
I guess that's pretty funny. Okay, most likely to make Kirby mad.
I say Stetson. Yeah, but you know, it's always the QBs and head coaches. They got a little thing going on, so I say Stetson.
I like it. All right, last from me. You're stranded on an island. One of your teammates is going to come get you off. Who is it?
Sad Van Pran. Like he's the one. Like if you need any help or anything, or you need somebody to talk to, Sad Van Pran is that guy to talk to.
Good deal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jalen, we always hear Kirby on the microphone in the parts of practice that we're at, and calling guys out. Was there ever a time when you were one of the guys that he called out, or does he every now and then still call you out?
Oh yeah, he calls everyone out. He don't care who you are. You could be so-called a number one draft pick or whatever. He don't care. He's gonna make you work. He's gonna call out if you're loafing, and he's going to let you know if you also running full speed and doing what he likes.
How did you adjust to that? I mean, I can't imagine you got yelled at too much in high school, but here, like you said, he gets on everybody.
High school is the same way. We work hard every day, and we always got yelled at. And I already knew it was going to be hard when I got here, because the first thing they say when you get recruited, what the D-line says that if you want to come to Georgia, you're going to have to work. And so I came here and I just started working.
You recently had a community event. You said something earlier about making 88 a special number, and it is. You're probably be in this College Football Hall of Fame someday. What about that community figure, and what about, I guess, that responsibility? Because now everybody is watching everything. You really, almost like the rest of your life is going to be on camera on the fishbowl because of who you are. What's that like to have that responsibility at this age?
I think it's smooth. I don't really let things get to me, like I said before. And right now it's just cool and calm. But I think like the more, probably after the season, I'll be like, wow, with everything I see. But right now it's just, I'm here. I'm in the playoffs. We got Ohio State. Right, that's it.
What was the community reaction when you did that back in Popka? I mean, what was that like for you?
They loved it. I had a lot of people text me. I even had people text me. I used to play basketball with AAU basketball, and saying they seen it from a different county and all that, and they loved it. And I had some kids also text me. You know, some kids got TikTok. Some kids text me on TikTok and Instagram, and they told me they appreciate what I did for them.
So you mentioned basketball again. I'll ask you this: who's your starting five off this Georgia basketball, Georgia football team?
See, I love this question. I'm one. I do Darnell, Broderick, Uno Jefferson.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And I'm gonna throw Taki in there. He right here. I'm gonna throw Taki in there. That's my five right there.
Pretty good lineup. Thanks, Jalen. I appreciate the time.
Yes, sir.